All right,
They let
switching
everyone
leagues.
leave, they did not let him leave.
We'll start with the Mets and Brewers. Kellen, who do you have advancing from that series?
The Brewers. That's enough said. The Brewers are
Yep.
an underrated team.
Yeah.
They've been really they've just kind of just gone on a nice.
And who
just
would have thought
uplight.
trading Corbin Burns at the beginning of the season?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're a playoff team. We're a 3 seed. Why not? Nobody
I
saw
don't-
that coming.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really be like, oh yeah, I'm going against them. I just don't.
You know why though?
They're just
Because we traded a bunch of minor league
there's a lot.
prospects for them,
Yeah.
and they were really good.
They are the version. They're like the same as Kansas City and Detroit. They're very young. They have a lot of energy. They've just played well. I don't even know who their manager is because what's his head went to the Cubs,
Council did, yeah.
and so I'm just a fan. I think that they're just a fun team to watch. They've just been
Pat Murphy.
Mr. Consistent. Isn't that a
I,
never heard of him?
Yeah.
they're just
Yeah.
the consistent team. They just do the right things. The Mets have literally been so streaky this year. They were, you can talk about with like the Mariners, especially Pete Alonso. We're gonna trade him. He's gone. Oh, never mind. We went on a 10-game winning streak, and now we're back in the picture. We're gonna hold on to it. Now we're kind of slowing down. We're out of the playoffs. Now we're back in the playoffs. They're too much all over the place for me to pick them. I'm just Milwaukee, easy. I think they're gonna go 2-0 right away.
yeah. I agree with Kellen. I think Jackson Chourio is going to have a good season or a good series. He's been fun to watch this season. Obviously there's a guy that's going to win Rookie of the Year with the Pirates, that there's no question about it. But I do think he's had a very successful year. I think they have a couple guys that can make an impact like William Contreras, if I'm saying that right.
Yep.
Pretty sure. And is Yelich still playing or is he hurt?
I don't remember. I can look
does
it up for
anybody
you. I'll look it up. He's
I think he's still hurt.
I thought he was playing.
But if he's there, that's huge because
Sure,
he's
had
been in the
an
postseason
MVP
before,
year.
so he's obviously huge on that team. But I do have them advancing. I just don't really like the Mets. I just don't see it. I'm surprised they even made it this far. I don't know really how they did. They just kind of had a really hot September. But I don't.
He's out.
Oh, he is out. Yeah. So
It's season-ending surgery.
yeah, he did.
yeah.
me too.
So that is definitely tough for the Brewers, but I just don't like the Mets. I think Lindor has really shown
Yeah.
up recently. I think he's had a really good
Great
year.
year.
I don't think people have talked about that enough. Obviously, he's been successful, but with the Mets, he's kind of struggled a little bit. But this year, he really has turned it around and put that team in the position to win. I mean, they're there. They're in the postseason, so anything can happen. But, Nick, who do you have advancing into this next round?
Yeah, it's a really tough one, and I completely. So Frankie kind of is that guy. Kind of, I just touched on about the Guardians
Yeah.
and keeping guys. Like he is who they could have kept,
Yep.
but they chose to go with J-Ram instead. I think Frankie would be the reason that the Mets get past
Yeah,
the
I agree.
Brewers.
That's fair.
However, I think the Brewers pitching is too good.
So
really
they've
good.
been, and it's like all these
I think
almost
the
like
Brewers
no names.
pitching, they're all rookies. Their system.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've all been no names. It's like, what? Who are these
And
guys?
this is with them letting Corbin Burns go, who's arguably better than all of them.
Yeah.
And I didn't give him any credit when he was on the Orioles because I was saving to talk about him with the Brewers. I'm incredibly impressed with what they did. Meanwhile, they got rid of their Cy Young winner.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And very impressed by that. And I think that will get them past and the whole home field and everything.
Oh, yeah.
The Mets, I mean, I don't know if you guys watched Game 1.
Dude, it was
That
some
might as
8
well
to
have
7.
been one of the
Yeah.
Oh
best
my
games of the
gosh.
year. That
What
was
a
an
6
incredible
runs in
game.
the 8th.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
Hectic.
And that shows why the Mets are a scary team.
Yeah,
hey,
they
But-
come
they're
alive.
there. So,
And that's, I think,
But
what I
I
was
do
saying.
have
Though,
the
so
Brewers
streaky.
advancing.
Yeah, Brewers. They're just so streaky. You just don't know. You don't know if you're going to get a consistent, run every 2 innings, or you're going to get 6 in 1, or you're going to get nothing.
it's hard. Yeah.
They're so streaky.
And
Phil?
you can say the same thing about the Brewers that you were saying about other teams. Like,
Sure.
they don't have veterans on that team.
No.
There are a lot of young guys.
Yeah, they just seem more like they just seem more mature.
They've just been good. It's
That's
been
what I mean.
weird.
They've just been
like they've
and
just
they're-
been really
they're-
good all year.
Their division
So,
is about as poopy can get this year, but they've just
Yeah.
and no excuse.
Yeah.
I mean, they've won the games they have to win. I think they only lost like 4 series all year. Like they were just consistent. They were just good.
Yep.
Phil?
They didn't have the lulls that a lot of other teams have.
Yeah, that's very fair.
Mets were 35-19 in the last 2 months of the season. Pretty hot. I'd say they're pretty good. I'm taking them for the upset. I think Milwaukee's a good team,
Fair.
but I just think the Mets are.
Right in the hot hand.
Yeah, they're just more momentum for them right now.
Fair enough.
I feel like the Brewers have.
Yeah, Lindor's good, dude. You never know.
He's an MVP.
Pete Alonso could turn it around. I mean, I don't know. Moving in the
Most
next.
overrated player in baseball.
Most overrated. Okay. Yeah, honestly, I kind of agree. He just hits moms.
His
and
free
that's it.
agency will show it.
Probably. I mean,
agency will
look
show
with
it.
like Blake Snell. That was huge. Everyone thought he was going to get so much
Yep.
money. Same Matt Chapman. They really
And-
didn't. So
And then you see what organizations actually think about players on free agency.
Yeah,
that is fair.
literally.
That is fair.
It's very true.
It's safe to say that Nick hates the Mets.
Wonder why.
I just said,
Yeah.
if they get hot, I see them making a run, and the Phillies Mets would be an amazing
Yes.
series.
Oh, yeah.
That was my other point.
And I could see the Mets winning that. But I just think the Brewers pitching is too good. I was rooting for the Mets today. Hey, I went 2 for 2. This ain't a betting pod, but I said
Oh
Mets
my
winning game 1,
gosh.
Braves winning game 2.
let's
Jeez.
go. This next series, honestly, I'm kind of surprised. So it is the Braves and the Padres, but I didn't see the Braves getting in after they lost Strider, after they lost Acuna, after Matt Olson's had a down year, Riley's had a down year. Like, this team has been like gutted without being gutted. They have had Chris Sale. He's had been extremely good for them. But going into the Braves and Padres series, Nick, who do you have moving on to the next round?
Yeah, really similar conversation to what we just about the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
The Braves, I could see them knocking down the Padres and making a run at it. But I will say I do have the Padres staying alive.
Yeah.
I think that team, there's something there. I don't know how, with the subtraction of Soto and Snell. And
I don't know
some
how
of the
they've
other things,
been
the
better,
other-
but they have. So.
Yeah,
but
literally.
other pieces, yeah, it's just their camaraderie or whatever it is, they meshed better. Michael King, I knew was going to be a horse.
Dylan
going
Cease,
over from
big
New
trade.
York in that trade. Cease was one that I wanted the Yankees to get really bad, and King was the one name I did not want to see on the list going for
Yep.
Soto, and it hurt a lot, but I accepted it because it's Juan Soto.
Yeah.
But Michael King is a stud, and the Padres could definitely make a run at it, and I do have the Padres winning.
Yeah, and
that
don't
series.
discount Joe Musk over Yu Darvish either. That's the crazy
Yeah,
thing.
those are
Is they
still
got
good
some
pitchers.
good guys.
At your 4 or 5.
So-
I think the Braves pitching just
Well,
isn't there. They have a lot
yeah.
of injuries. I think Sale getting hurt is exactly what they
That's
did not
he
need.
just got scratched
Yeah.
today for
When-
game
yeah.
2 supposedly, so
Yeah.
he's not even pitching in the series.
And yeah, he was supposed to pitch today. He was supposed to start
Yeah.
game 2.
Yeah,
And
he's
I said
scratched.
at the beginning of the year, he would be their dark horse player, and I mean he truly was. He could win.
I called that
a
too.
lot of different things. Very nice. I love that. But yeah, I just think pitching, no Acuna, it's going to hurt them.
Oh yeah.
That's very fair.
Yeah.
Sam,
Has everybody else gone?
I
think so.
I haven't gone yet.
Neither of us
I have the
know
Padres
though.
moving on. Honestly, I agree with literally everything Nick said. They got good starting pitching. They have a good offense. I mean, Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr. comes back. He was hurt a little bit. He's been super hot as of late. I mean, Xander Bogaerts hasn't been anything, but who knows?
He's
Maybe he
still
turns.
Xander
Maybe he turns it
Bogaerts.
back on. I don't know. Jackson Merrill.
Cronenworth.
What a guy. I mean, to be a rookie, to put up 94 RBIs, I'm pretty sure, 20 home runs, hitting 294. I mean, crazy rookie season. So, I mean, I think they have the pitching. They have a pretty decent bullpen, too. They got a couple guys. Like Robert Suarez is the one I was thinking of. They kind of got it all. I personally picked the Braves to win the World Series at the beginning of the year, but those key injuries, I don't see them having enough to move on with the momentum the Padres have and just that team they have. But Phil, who do you have between the Braves and the Padres?
Let's keep in mind that the Padres were 6 games over 500 at the All-Star break.
They were hot.
and they finished
last part.
24 games over 500.
Yeah.
So they won 18 more games than they lost. Another hot team. I think if they would have had more games, they probably could have. They were
Challenge the Dodgers.
Yeah, they were down to 2 games at one point, and then the Dodgers ended up winning it in the last 3 days. I think it was.
Yeah, it was
So-
I think
it's
it was the last.
impressive.
It was the last series they
Yeah,
played each other.
the
The
It was
Dodgers
the
team
last
is
series.
talented.
And
so
if you look at the bracket, if they win, they're going to play the Dodgers again. So, and I just feel like they're a better team right now than the Dodgers are.
yeah. that's fair.
And I have them, moving past even them. So
Oh, don't forget Luis Ariz. I don't know. Always forget him. Dude
Yeah,
hits
I was
like
gonna say, you forgot-
340.
you forgot Ariz.
I
Yeah.
don't know the stat, but I know he's only struck out like
the-
5 times since the All-Star break
And
or something
he
like
is
that.
the only player
And
to play for
Bogarts.
3 teams and lead the league 3 separate teams in batting average 3 straight years. So
I believe that.
dude gets
I
on
like
base.
him.
He is on base all the
I
time.
like
He
him a
gives them
lot.
he gives them the opportunity to score. So love that out of the Padres. But Kellen, who do you have advancing?
Fernando Tatis, Profar, Peralta, Merrill,
Yeah,
Machado, Cronenworth,
that's a
Bogarts,
team.
Arias.
It's a team.
Elise Diaz. Like, The Padres.
Yeah.
I have the Padres.
I agree. No, I'm right there with you.
Thanks for listening to the Kind of Athletic podcast. Please like and subscribe to all our social media platforms and make sure to come back to hear more from the Kind of Athletic podcast.